guys, so finally I'm getting around to video 3 from the Thoracic Kyphosis slouching video, and this one's about the psychological or psychophysical factors as to why we sort of start protecting our heart in a postural sense. We get chest tension and shoulders elevated and protracted like that. So, just got a few different factors that I think are involved. One of them is hurt from past relationships. So when we're close to someone and we really open ourselves up to them, and then in some way or another, maybe not even by their fault, that we feel hurt. Now, there's nothing wrong with being hurt. It's actually that instead of feeling the pain and expressing it, that we decide to close our heart. So, you know, those are the basic options that we have, really. I mean, you can feel the pain and express it. I guess you could just feel it and keep feeling it over and over again, or you can just lock it down and just not feel pain, which of course is going to have devastating effects on your whole system in the long term. Another one is a lot of people working jobs that they say they hate, or not necessarily they hate, but they're just not really in alignment with their deep core beliefs, and sort of in alignment with their soul, who they really are. And that's an epidemic at the moment, because the marketing around careers and stuff has been very successful in convincing people that they need to make a certain salary, and if they don't, they'll, you know, no one will love them and they won't have any fulfillment in life and so forth, which is a total load of bullshit. So yeah, that's one other factor. Spending like 8 hours of your day doing something that you don't believe in, and then having to spend the rest of your day recovering from what you've just done to yourself. School. You know, it's been shown that the thymus gland, which is in the endocrine system, relates to your heart chakra. It basically begins to shrink when you're about 10, maybe 8, 10, 12. Probably varies person to person. And yeah, as we get funneled into these sort of institutions that's trying to homogenize and, you know, produce bricks that are all the same shape so they can build a big building, which we call military industrial complex. You know, there's no room for a unique expression of your heart in that kind of environment. And I mean, there are opportunities for it, but it's not easily facilitated by current schooling paradigm. And so essentially, if you want to succeed in school, you're going to have to shut down some of your more feeling, intuitive, expressive, creative faculties. I think just the sedentary lifestyle is a big factor in it, because, you know, body was made to move, and if you're not embracing that, then obviously you're not living true to your heart to some degree. And, you know, spending a lot of time interacting with computers instead of humans. Like right now I'm talking to a computer, and you know, it's maybe on some dimensional level it's capable of, obviously it's made of love because everything is love, but you know, it's not interacting with me as such, and I know that on some levels it is. So what else we got here? The fight, flight, or freeze response. Now, it seems that everyone focuses on the fight or flight. That's what we used to call it in school, fight or flight response. But really, those two are the least of our concern in modern society, because they're not really an option, right? I mean, they are, but you just, like, if you're in school and something shit happens, like fight, I mean, it's not really socially acceptable. It can happen, and obviously you need to defend yourself. Fight, what, you're just going to run out, you're going to run out the classroom, or if you're at work, you're just going to bail work or punch someone in the face. You know, fight and flight. Those coping mechanisms are not really, they don't fit in with modern society. So the fallback mechanism is freeze, and that sort of kyphotic posture, it's a very locked up, frozen posture. And you know the saying, like, if someone has a cold heart, it's you know, the freeze response, it's all related. So that's something to consider, is that most of the time we experience stress and we have no outlet for it these days. Out of fight, flight and freeze, we're pretty much always freezing, and so we're locking down our system in that sense. Yeah, and all of that kind of relates to the epidemic rise in depression. Because one of the things about depression is it's like you're not willing to feel the deep sorrows, but you're also not able to experience the heights of joy. So it's kind of a flatline shutdown response, a bit of a freezing effect. I'm just going to offer a few different solutions that can be combined with other more physical postural exercises that I pointed out before. So one of them is just to be brave enough and be willing to feel. And kind of sucks because you want to open your heart, you want to feel joy, but it's just not how it works. You've got to be willing to experience deep sorrow in order to also be able to experience joy. Also, like, once you're of an age, you've moved out of home, and you may not feel all that responsible, but really you are, and that even if you didn't have ideal parents, that you can become your ideal parent. So if you didn't receive that love and encouragement from your parents, it's now you can actually play that role for yourself. Another big one is to take the risk of earning less and spending your day doing something that is in alignment with your heart and your soul. Most people at the moment seem to be unwilling to take that apparent risk. Again, in a lifelong sense, in a deep karmic sense, there's no risk at all. Actually, you're making a massive risk by spending year after year just sort of, being one of these homogenized bricks in a military-industrial structure. Alright, and another big one is that, like, when you're at school and maybe you express your heart, you might have been shut down because there's other people that have been shut down. Do unto others as has been done to me. It's that, that cycle of being hurt and hurting others sort of thing. But yeah, like I said, once you're an adult, if anyone is that, then you can now seek out friends where when you express yourself and your truth, that they're open to it. They don't try to crush you and put you down and cut you down, and so it's easier said than done. But yeah, those are some ideas to deal with this sort of epidemic of the freezing, depression, slouching sort of and thoracic kyphosis. So I hope that's been helpful, and that concludes these 3 videos on thoracic kyphosis. So I'll probably move on to something else next, but you can go, it's an infinite depth into this kind of thing, so I may revisit it in the future. Alright, have a good one.